He sold a bar menu for $200 back when he was 16 years old. Fast forward today, he's running a creative studio, paying 2 grand a month in the new up and coming London art district called New Genre Studio. That's his website. Working with call it 20 customers this year, trying to double his revenue up to $800,000. We'll see if he can do it. He's working with firms like Accel, putting on their events and doing their content marketing, and other firms as they think about event organizations, branded content. Also has his own application called Attach.app, the easiest way to send proposals on the internet, which he's launched and building the MVP list for, the wait list for it right now. We'll see what happens next. Hey folks, my guest today is Mihai Toma. He's a creative entrepreneur based in London as the co-founder and CEO of New Genre, a creative studio crafting brands, products, and experiences for ambitious leaders. His clients include Accel, Gravity, Sketch, who we've had on the show, among others. Apart from New Genre, he's also currently building Attached.app, the easiest way to send, review, and get proposals approved on the internet. Mihai, you're ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, definitely.
So what do? You have your feet in two buckets right now. Your own software company with attached app versus client work for other people. Which one do you enjoy more?
I think they're both equally important for me. The app side and the founder aspect of it kind of started from the design studio. So I started my career as a graphic designer, branding and identity for a cybersecurity firm in London called Tessian. So I joined that company right after they received a big funding round. And I love the aspect of scaling a business from the design side, focusing on strategy, focusing on design systems, and then taking it into development. So I found that I love doing that for other clients. And then it was a point where I realized that there's all these entrepreneurs coming to me for help. Early stage, seed, before Series A. And I realized that I could be doing the same thing. I am in the same mind frame. And that's where my team and I at New Genre started.
And so what year was that? When did you land your first client?
First client.
Yep, first client. What year?
First client, 2014.
2014. Okay. And so how many folks today are full-time at the agency?
So for context, the first client was when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
So I was still in school when I was hustling, and I was doing design work for other people. I remember the first project that I had was a menu in a brewery.
How much did you charge for it?
The first client, I remember, I was 16. I was in my bedroom. I was an amateur, and I think that was $200
for a bar menu. And then fast forward to today, how many folks are full-time at the agency?
So our team is 4.
Okay.
So it's myself, my co-founder Jack, and then we have 2 full-time folks plus a team of freelancers. This is our specialists that we onboard based on each project.
How many like freelancers did you pay? Something last year.
I would say around 10.
10. Okay, and these are people like an animator in case a client needs animation done.
Yes, these are like New York Times illustrator, motion designers, copywriters, strategists. Depends on the scale of the project. If in 2014, I was a kid in a bedroom charging $200 for a menu. Now we work with top startups, and we create strategy, the design, but also their products directly. And projects.
What's the average package? I mean, I remember we had Gravity Sketch on, maybe a month or two ago. Really impressive product, beautiful application.
I love it.
Are people paying you $5,000 a month retainers and you ask them to commit to a 12-month retainer? Or how do you structure your pricing packages?
No, we only have, for the clients, usually we only have 2 ways. One is fixed pricing. So it's a meaty project. Usually this includes a brand evolution or a brand revolution. This includes the strategy or the design system. And then often people come to us for...
Well, what is that price point, a fixed pricing package?
So our minimum engagement fee is 10K. So we don't touch projects less than 10K.
Okay.
But on average, a project is around 30 to 50K.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here, and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview.
And the biggest project you worked on last year was what, 100K, 200K, something else?
The lifetime value of a project? I would say
your biggest customer.
80K.
80K. Okay, good. So you have a couple of these. So what are you working with? Like 10, 20 customers per year on average, something like that?
So last year, because we established New Genre as a company in April of last year. So in 1 month, we're going to be turning 1. Given that, I've been doing this freelance a number of years beforehand and working in design for even more than that. My co-founder, he was leading a web agency beforehand. But in our first year, we actually did 44 projects.
Oh, wow.
But this includes different levels. So we would do small like brochure websites, but we also do whole brand projects for companies like Gravity Sketch. Sketch.
Can I take 44? Can I take 44 projects at 10, 15K pop? You guys did like 400 or 500,000 bucks last year in revenue.
Approximately, yeah.
That's great. So how do you, I know a lot of folks that run agencies, it's always hard to decide who to hire full-time, who not to hire full-time, because clients sort of ebb and flow. It's hard to predict, right? So how much revenue do you think you'll do this year? And how do you plan ahead for staffing needs?
I think the design business is quite safe in terms of scaling because you only bring people that you need and based on expected income. The way we hire, first, we hire people as freelancers. We get a taste of how they work, what they do. Both of our employees are longtime friends of ours that we worked in the past, for a number of years. So the risk is also lower.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. But how would you, you have 4 people full time right now? How will you decide when it's time to hire another full time or 2 full time?
I think when we have two consecutive really busy months, when we have to work weekends and time is time is not there, then we know that it's time to hire more
Bring
folks.
someone else. Yeah, that makes a lot.
I think my advice for a lot of people hiring is it's not a direct proportionate game where you hire more people, you think you directly do more work, but rather sometimes it's the other way around. You hire more people, that just means more problem. So I think it's good to bring the right amount of people for the job. Keep it as small as you can get the work done.
Of course. And then what do you guys think you'll do this year in terms of revenue? Can you double?
We hope so. So we made a lot of big changes. Actually, we just moved in a new, beautiful studio.
That's a big expense. How much do you pay for the studio lease? That's expensive.
You'd think that.
Come on, what's the number? I'm curious.
Okay. So we just moved in the design district in London. It's a new neighborhood, only with architectural studios, interior designers, web agencies, and animation studios. A very fertile ground for the sort of work that we do. And we have a 50 square meter studio. I'm not sure what's that in feet, maybe 500. We pay less than £2,000 per month.
Oh, great. That's really good.
This is what we found is way below the market rate in London. And we got very lucky because it's a new neighborhood. This was built last year. And they want to create a community here. And they're willing to lower the price point to get a lot of these cool, trendy studios in. And then, have them for a number of years in the space.
Yeah, so that's great. Well, congrats on getting that done. So you hope to double the revenue. So maybe go from $400,000 to $800,000 this year in revenue. Talk to me about how many customers you think you'll work with this year. If you did 44 last year, how many this year you think?
So we did 44 projects.
How many customers?
I would say 20 to 30.
Okay. And so how many customers do you think you'll work on this year?
I think fewer.
Oh, you'll do less, but higher price?
Yes.
So
why? Now we matured as a studio. We matured our relationships, and we're having less conversations with small ticket clients and more ongoing long-term relationships with bigger clients. So these are Accel, other venture funds. And
what did Accel pay you to do? What do you work on for them?
So annually, we would do around 80K.
No, but like, what's the actual project they have you work on? Is it their website or something else?
And not their website. This is something they wouldn't change as often. It's not something that you do once a year. No, for Accel, we are Accel Europe's design team. We work on a number of projects from conferences, events, and then a lot of their thought leadership and content building assets.
What's a link I could go to view some work you did for Accel?
Definitely. You can, it's all over the press. Anything that Accel Europe did for the last years. If you see a visual there, it's most likely New Genre's work. One, if you want to see, was the FinTech Summit 2022 event.
Yep. So these graphics, I'm on their website right now, the Future of European FinTech and Accel's FinTech Summit 2022. They've got these graphics. It says, it's like a bar chart, 1 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. It's like an infographic. Are you doing all the infographic work?
Yeah.
I see. Or where it's like a wave and it says 2000s, 2010s, and today. You did like the wave graphic and all that?
Yeah. And for that, it was also an in-person event. So it was the stage design. It was like all the marketing, the landing page, the invitations, the swag, everything around that as an experience was created by my team.
Very, very cool. Well, yeah, that's a lot of work. I assume it went well though, right?
Yeah, it went well. It was a fantastic event. We were in person as well. It was, Monzo, the FinTech? Yep. So the CEO of Monzo was there. There were executives from Stripe, Trade Republic, and essentially top executives from all sort of FinTech, both Europe.
Very cool. Let's wrap up here with the last 5 minutes. I want to talk about your application that you're building. So it's called Attach, the easiest way to send proposals on the internet. So how do you, is this doing well? Is it a side project? Does it have any users today?
This we just started. It's being built. The way it all started was we wanted to send better proposals to our clients when we started New Genre. And instead of sending PDFs and instead of sending emails, we created an internal app where we would send web pages as a proposal. So you'd have all the information, but it would be interactive. And you can create a much better experience. And additionally, you can track when a prospect opens your proposal. You can see how much time they spend on a proposal and why they didn't reply for 2
But I mean,
weeks.
there's already things like DocSend. I mean, a bunch of companies already do this. So what are you trying to do that you can't get already?
I think what we want to do is listen to all the small to medium businesses. This is targeted exclusively to service-based business, and try to build all the functionality that they're missing in the rest of them. So, for instance, a lot of these businesses also want to show the portfolio or show very complicated timelines. And we found that is a sort of functionality that is missing from like other competitors. So right now we're building it. We have great relationships with a number of investors. So March, April, when we have the MVP, very excited to show it and put it out in the world.
Very good. All right, we're out of time here. Let's wrap up, Mihai, with the famous 5. Number 1, what's the last book that you read?
Last book that I read. That's very good. I think it was a negotiation book. What's it called? Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Yes, this is the CEO of a design agency called Collins, and his name is Leland Mashmeyer, if I didn't butcher his name.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building new genre?
I would say Figma.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I don't compromise on sleep. I get 8 hours. That's 8.5. I don't wake up with an alarm.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
I am in a relationship.
Okay, no kids yet?
No kids.
All right, and it sounds like you're 25. You were 16, right, in 2012 or 2014?
I'm going to be turning 25 this year.
24. Okay, great. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20?
I think that's a very good question. To take life at its natural pace.
Guys, there you have it. He sold a bar menu for $200 back when he was 16 years old. Fast forward today, he's running a creative studio, paying $2,000 a month in the new up and coming London art district called New Genre Studio. That's his website. Working with, call it, 20 customers this year, trying to double his revenue up to $800,000. We'll see if he can do it. He's working with firms like Accel, putting on their events and doing their content marketing, and other firms as they think about event organizations, branded content. Also has his own application called Attach.app, the easiest way to send proposals on the internet, which he's launched and building the MVP list for, the wait list for right now. We'll see what happens next. Mihai, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan. Have a lovely day.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.